Welcome to round 3 of the 2022 Porsche 944 Challenge Series Australia. With thanks to our supporting partners: 888 Home Loans, Poolmaster Bayside, AVI Technology, Seat Time Race Solutions, Advanced Fitness, Smith's TMP, Raceline, Yokohama, Pit Lane Clothing, Porsche Australia. Round 3 sees the championship head to one of the world's most iconic circuits. A track rated as having the fastest average speed on the world's MotoGP calendar. With a mix of fast-flowing corners, undulation, and stunning scenery. The Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit. Located on the very southern tip of Australia's mainland, it has a track length of 4.5 kilometres with 12 turns. The key corners to watch out for are Turn 1, with an entry point of just on 230 kilometres an hour. Turn 4, formerly known as Honda Corner, a tight hairpin which provides great passing opportunities. Lukey Heights and MG, a steep drop down part of the track, another great passing opportunity. And Turn 12, a high speed, fast flowing corner which leads onto the long Gardner Straight. Qualifying took place on Saturday morning, and with mixed conditions, it was the reigning champion, Jamie Westaway, who took pole over Cameron Bella. Tony Andrzejewski produced a stunner to come from position 3, whilst Tony Westaway sits alongside him in P4. Adam Brewer and Mark Torberts make up row 3. The West Australian, Tim Wolfe, starts from position 7, with Andrew Jackman in the Poolmaster entry alongside him. Josh Brisbane starts from position 9 in the Green Machine. Lyndon Watson takes up position 10. Jack Atley in the Pit Lane Clothing entry starts on the 6th row alongside Mark Verdino out of P12. Vlad Kennedy comes next in the Scarlet number 23. Race veteran Richard Howe out of position 14. Carter Fox in the Porsche Centre Brighton entry starts from 15. And John Venoris rounds out the 16-car field.
Welcome back trackside, ladies and gentlemen.
In the late afternoon autumn sunlight of Saturday, the field rolled out for the first race of the weekend. And what an incredible and historic race it would prove to be.
That's your 16 cars that are in this 6-lap race, with thanks to 888 Home Loans. And right now you want to see the start of the Porsche 944 Challenge, and away we go. Fairly even start between Westaway and Campbella.
The field bunched up into turn 1, but the usual suspects of Westaway and Bella took the early advantage, going into the fast right-hander, with Westaway just nudging ahead. Brewer, Torberts and Tony Westaway all beginning the race-long fight for the last spot on the podium.
Stuck on the start line for this one, but there is a little bit of garbage. They're stuck offline at turn number 8, as here goes Westaway trying to fight back right around the outside of Cameron Bella. The first year not running a number 1 on the car, and these two I think are going to go toe to toe for a good chunk of this 6-lap encounter. And then leaving.
Howe had a blinding start, moving up 3 spots by lap 2. Wolfe and Andrzejewski going hard at it into the hairpin.
Onwards this morning up until about 12:30, they all had a wet track, or was it wet track, damp track, but it did affect lap time significantly. It was one of the ones you mentioned there.
Battling side by side all the way up through the fast hayshed section of the track. After a great start, Verdino became the first casualty of the race.
Oh, and a big lose for Verdino in the 44.
Howe and Brisbane lucky to avoid the carnage.
Just manages to get out of the way of Dickie Howe and Vlad Kennedy behind him, so that's a bit of an awkward moment.
Wolf cleared out from Andrzejewski, who in turn headed Jackman, having his own battle with Watson. The two fighting really hard, coming out of turn 2, down through the high-speed sweeper of turn 3, before Watson took the ascendancy. Howe had charged forward, up 4 spots to 10th, whilst out in front, the 2 leaders were still going nose to tail. Down the pack, Atley and Kennedy were scrapping for the minors. Wolf, Watson and Andrzejewski all swapping mid-pack places. With Watson finally seeing a late opportunity to get round the number 27. Back up front, and with 1 lap to go, the 2 leaders went hard at it into turn 1.
And maybe just showing the nose, just giving Jamie Westaway a little bit of a warning saying, I'm still here because we've only got 1 lap to go. Now, if the move's going to happen somewhere he can, where do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be down at turn 4?
Well, if it were me, it'd be turn 4. However, to be honest with you, Cam's a much better driver than I am. I reckon he could be doing it even down into MG.
With 6 championships between them, the final lap became an epic fight between Westaway and Bella.
The long way round at turn 4, if the car you're fighting decides to protect the inside and then trying to hang it round and then take the inside at turn 6, we'll get an indication in the next 2 or 3 seconds if Westaway wants to fight the argument down here at 4. And he holds his line, a little bit of squirming under brakes there on the approach to 4. It's opened the door for Bella, but now Westaway's got the high ground for 6. Up the hill they go for the final time of this 6-lap encounter. Very, very short and sharp race. Bella still right in the wheel tracks here. Now here comes the next part of the course. What you suggested here, Ken, might be up at MG would be probably the final opportunity, I think, for him to have a go. Whoa, big
he's done it. I reckon he's got it.
I think he has too. I think that little slide job there from Jamie Westaway was just enough for Bella to seize the opportunity.
A late mistake by Westaway coming into MG. Looked like it had cost the champion a victory, but all was not lost.
And then you can't get past down the straight, although Jamie's fairly good.
Yep, you've got to get a good run out of turn 11 to really have any shot down here at turn 12, and he hasn't been able to do it. So, late mistake from Jamie Westaway on the run up the hill through Hayshed is going to give the race win here to Campbell. Won't be much in it at the flag.
Oh,
hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
I don't know who did it.
It's been given to Westaway. It's been given to Westaway by 0.02 of a second. I was with you. I thought it was over.
So did I.
I thought it was over and done and dusted, but a sensational run off the final corner from Jamie Westaway steals it at the line by about a 16th of an inch.
An incredible late last-second dive saw the finish go down as the closest ever finish in the 23-year history of the Porsche 944 Challenge Series. What a race. So it's Westaway from Bella, with Brewer rounding out the podium, Watson made up a lot of positions, but the real mover was Howe, moving from 14th up to 8th in a great performance. Jackman rounded out the top 10. Venoris completed the field, with Fox unfortunately being the only retirement. Race 2 on Sunday morning saw the top 2 from yesterday sitting on the front row again, Westaway and Bella.
Yellow and red striped car, and they're away.
And it was Westaway who again got away first.
Like it's going to be, Westaway will be on the inside of the corner, so that would have to be a distinct advantage at that point in time. And it
Brewer, Torberts, Tony Westaway and Watson all close behind.
Yeah, good effort there from Westaway, that's for sure. That's a very important little head start he's got there.
But the number 8 of Howe wasn't going to let them get away, sweeping through the fast left-hander at over 180 kilometres an hour. With Tony Westaway and Watson in close quarters, heading into the hairpin for the first time. The fight continued up into the fast hayshed section of the track, but this time they had Howe for company as well.
hangs on as the wily racer he is, stays there, and you'd have to say gets the spot in the number 8 over the number 3.
Wolf, Andrzejewski and Jackman all going at it down into the steep right-hander at the bottom of MG. A great drive out of turn 11 saw the Poolmaster entry sneak under Andrzejewski going into the hard left-hander of turn 12. Verdino wanted a piece of the action. The battle continued for multiple laps. And with the car flowing beautifully, Jackman saw a real opportunity to get past the West Australian Wolf. Holding position out of Siberia corner. The number 20 had one more lunge.
Tony Andrzejewski in the dark blue car there, just on the back of this pair going side by side here.
Until eventually, Wolf claimed the spot. Out in front, Westaway and Bella were literally side by side.
Jamie Westaway, don't leave the gate open because the dogs will bolt. And I'm not calling Cameron Bella a dog, but I tell you what, he'll open the gate and run for it.
Exactly, mate. It is side by side here as they go around. They've been very kind, actually, to each other all season. Haven't scraped too much paint with one another, but I tell you what, the way this is going, with the inside line here, Bella, very kindly, let her run next to each other. He's on the outside here. This will be a tough one.
How good's this? They've been side by side since the exit of Siberia. Now they're just going to do the race-long battle. They always want to have the fresh air in front of them.
Watson, now hot on the heels of Brewer after dismissing Torberts for 4th.
Dice here for 3rd for the remaining podium position with Brewer and Watson.
And Howe moved to 6th over the number 74 with a great move down into MG corner.
Very excited to bring that one out. Good move here from Howe. Racing royalty, as you said. He's been around for as long as they can remember, and he's put a move there on young Torberts.
Yeah, they say about base players. They race Porsches really well. Have a look at this battle. This is going on. Takes the spotlight off Mark Torberts for the moment.
The battle for the top 10 going right down to the wire.
So there'll be a lot of
20 there at Jackman. That's Andretti in the
Andretti,
27. And the 44 there is Mark Patino.
Out in front, after the dramas of yesterday, this time there was no mistake by Westaway.
The right direction, and this is the battle for the victory here at the moment, coming around to complete 5 laps. At the moment it is Jamie Westaway.
As he stormed home to claim victory in race 2.
At him here at the midday here at Phillip Island, hardly fog and hardly even need lights.
And he's done well here, Westaway. He's kept his lead. And I tell you what, that's going to bring the championship, I believe, even closer. Even closer.
Across the line they go, separated by 0.21 of a second. Jamie Westaway takes another victory.
Westaway and Bella 1 and 2, and yet another outstanding podium for Brewer. Watson home in 4th, Howe charging to 6th, with Andrzejewski finalising the top 10. Verdino coming home for his best result in the category so far. As the final race of the weekend began in near-on moonlight, again Westaway and Bella began the battle into turn 1, but this time Bella had had enough of playing second fiddle, and suddenly all hell would break loose.
Good start for Bella. He's got to send it here on the first corner. He's got to get in front of Westaway, I think. It's just tit for tat here, next to each other. Bella on the outside. He's got the inside line here. Is he going to send it? Is he going to send it? Oh, they've changed paint finally.
Westaway going off.
We're going to listen to Max about it.
Back into the gravel trap there. I'm surprised that car's got an axle under it. That looked and sounded to me like it was going to snap something.
And Bella having to retire the car with front right damage.
Tracking, and it looks like it's going to depart the car as well. And I'd say Jamie has also got diff damage there as well. It was a loud snapping noise that came from that. What it does is it opens it up for a couple of other blokes to step on the 1, 2 and 3.
This suddenly left the door open for Brewer and Watson to chase a race victory. As Bella called it a day,
Bella there on screen. He's just returning to the pits.
This is rare and unusual for part of the day. Here we go, side by side. Look, plenty of room with each other. Plenty of room. Cam Bella just coming in there. Actually, it was Cam that started to understeer a little bit there and made contact with Jamie Westaway. That was a big snapping noise.
And as we go back to live pictures here,
Verdino dropped it into MG. As Watson saw his chance over Brewer, taking top spot into turn 1.
As our leaders now, Brewer, Watson, Howe, Tony Westaway and Mark Torberts, Wolf, Jackman, Kennedy, and Drevsky has gone back a couple of spots there as well, as has Brisbane and Benoris.
The battle of the race, and indeed some of the closest fighting all weekend, was left to the last afternoon, with the number 74 of Torberts chasing down Tony Westaway. As the fight for 4th went on, lap after lap, nose to tail for most of it. Torberts claimed the spot.
between these two.
Yeah, it's shaken me up a little bit actually. I've called a lot of races with those two and always appreciated how hard they've gone at it. It reminds me very much of
only for Westaway to take full advantage of the high-speed slipstream down Gardner Straight and take the position back going into turn 1. With the number 66 of Wolf also joining the party.
Like I said, it's given someone else an opportunity to shine in the setting sun here today, and they are shining. That setting sun just glinting off the side of these beautiful 944s. Always well turned out. I'm going to go side by side here with Torberts and Tony Westaway. These two have been fairly constant protagonists with each other as well. Just inside the top 5 always with Tony Westaway and Mark Torberts. And what they've got to do is watch out for the Pipecraft car ranging up behind them, which is the 66 of Tim Wood. On everywhere.
From Westaway. Oh, Brewer's made a pass for the lead here.
That's a nice move down into MG. Puts a nice move onto the Don Watson transport driver. Lyndon Watson, a family steeped in motorsport history.
Brewer and Watson both wanted the victory, and neither was giving an inch.
The left-hand side, so one spotlight there, lighting the way.
And it will be interesting because I did see a lot of...
The race-long battle between Howe, Tony Westaway and Torberts continued all the way out of Siberia Corner. And with still 4 laps to go, suddenly the reigning champion emerged back into the field.
He's peering up right behind him, I'm sure, with the, like you said, the Le Mans lights on, and he is absolutely on the charge here.
Setting fastest lap after fastest lap, already back up to 9th.
So trekking well
Ranges
here.
up the side here, and these guys don't have to let him. If he can, if James doesn't manage to get through too much more of the field.
Howe had his hands full with Tony Westaway. Jamie Westaway moving through to 7th by lap 7, then grabbing both Torberts and Wolf in 2 corners.
He's absolutely flying, Westaway, as he peers up on...
But with the late afternoon race called 1 lap early, it was Brewer who stormed home to take the win from Watson.
The number 31 comes to the top of the track. He's going to get the checkered flag first. He be wrapped. There he is on the flashes.
Here we go. Crack
Awesome.
the champagne.
What a great result there. That is a well-deserved drive there from Brewer.
With Howe producing a stunning final lap to grab the last position on the podium.
And it's going to have the veteran on the podium, Richard Howe.
There we go.
Brings it in. Tony Westaway into 4. Jamie Westaway beats Mark Torberts home on the line.
Incredibly, with Jamie Westaway back up into 5th after going off the circuit and trailing the field on lap 1.
And here comes to the line. It's going to be a side-by-side result for Pit Lane Clothing Company. It is going to be Jack Atley into 12th, and John Benoris rounds out the field. There is the confirmation, and we have absolute time certainty on that one there, down to the wire.
So it's the AVI technology driver Adam Brewer who claims the win over Lyndon Watson. Richard Howe producing a mega race to come home in 3rd, and Jamie Westaway salvaging 5th place. Vlad Kennedy also claiming his first top 10 result. The 4-time champ Cam Bella unfortunately retiring. Looking at the 944 championship points after round 3, it's Jamie Westaway who leads from Adam Brewer. Cam Bella sits just back in 3rd. Mark Torberts rises to 4th. Mark Verdino, Jack Atley and Vlad Kennedy round out the top 10. Carter Fox in 11th. Andy Tudor in 20th. And Jimmy Mitchell rounds out that table. Whilst in the Victorian State Championship, where this race was held, it's again Westaway from Brewer, but Bella is just 2 points away in 3rd. Torberts and Howe, top 5. Atley rounds out the top 10. Michael Westaway in 11th. Wolf up to 16th. Mitchell sits 20th. And it's Vinoris who finalises that tally with 29 points. The category now returns to the home of horsepower, Sandown, for round 4 on the 13th of August. We look forward to seeing you there. In conjunction with Blendline TV, this has been a production by Pit Lane Media.